Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. Welcome back to another episode
of Occult Class.
I'm a host.
You are a host.
You're the other.
Yeah.
You're Chris.
Teen.
And I'm...
Your name is one syllable. It's a little hard.
What are you talking about? Bob. Today's a full jam-packed episode.
Yeah.
I got like 30,000 topics. What about you?
I only have 2 topics.
Wow, that's pretty depressing. Guess I'll fucking kick it off in the get-go with the classic Khodumodumo.
Khodumodumo?
Khodumodumo. He sounds like a Monster Hunter monster.
Yeah.
The swallowing monster of the Basuto people in South Africa and the Lesotho. He's called Khodumodumo. Khodumodumo. I'm gonna call him Khodu because he's hard to say. But Khodumodumo is an archaic Sesotho term, most likely meaning a great noise.
A great noise.
A big old noise. Khodu is amorphous in appearance, undefined, vast in size. It has multiple sharp tongues.
Multiple sharp tongues?
That it uses as weapons.
Okay.
So he's like Voldo.
Voldo doesn't use his tongue at all.
Exactly.
He usually has a gag in his mouth.
Yeah, he's like unleashed Voldo. Here's the story of Khodu. Once, Khodu went about swallowing every living thing in its path, man and beast alike, lumbering through towns and villages, engulfing their inhabitants. Only one pregnant woman survived. Can you guess how she did so?
No.
Wow, that was a sad guess. Nope.
Nope.
She hid in a manure pile.
Oh. Yeah.
It masked her appearance and scent, and eventually, the bloated Khodu dragged itself off and got stuck between a mountain pass because it's so fat.
That does sound like a Monster Hunter thing.
Yeah, eventually, the woman gave birth to a baby boy, and she went off to go get some different manure powder to lie on. That's tradition. She returned. Can you guess what happened to her son?
He got eaten.
No, he was fully grown, dressed in skins, had divining beads around his neck, and was armed with a asagais, which is like a blade spear. And she goes, "Where's my son? Who's this hero?" And he goes, "I am your son. I'm Sen Katana." "Mom, where's the village?" She goes, "Oh, dude, the cat, they're eaten." And he goes, "What? What about the cattle?" She goes, "Eaten." "The dogs? Eaten." "The poultry?" "The poultry too, Sen Katana." He goes, "God damn it, Mom. Where is this beast? Tell me where it went." I need revenge. And she said, "See that hill? See that pass? It's stuck in that pass in that hill. That's where the Khodumodumo is." And he said, "Well, I'm gonna go kick its ass." She said, "No, please don't." And he said, "No, it's too late. I'm doing it." So he went to the Khodu all alone. And the Khodu was like, "Oh, I see you." It's opened its mouth and started to stab with its tongue. But he had no time for this. And he chopped them off one by one. He circled around the beast. Beast, stuck and fat, could not turn around. And he began to stab it until it died. It was like, no, it's just like Monster Hunter.
Just like Monster Hunter. Oh, no.
He began to cut open Khodu, but he had to avoid cutting the people imprisoned inside. His first cut accidentally struck a man.
Oh, no.
He had to avoid a cow, a goat, a dog. He had to dodge all these things. But eventually, he freed the victims, and he went on to become a great chief. But that man that he accidentally stabbed continued to bear a grudge against Senkatan. Resentful, him and others became jealous of the super cool hero and tried to assassinate him a couple times. They failed. But Sen Kitana became wary and got mad and was like, you know what, I don't care, and just let him kill him. The end.
What? What?
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah, one of the versions he says, fuck it. Let them kill him. That was it.
I guess.
Oh.
This is just so annoying. I guess I'll just let you do it this one time.
We're gonna go straight into my next topic because I have a couple, and this one's funny. It is, you're gonna giggle as you listen to it because it's pretty funny. It's called the Isi Kukumadevu.
Isi Kukumadevu.
Somehow this one's easier to say.
Probably because it's not like
ready?
the same like variant of syllables, kind of doing the same.
Yeah, that's the thing. The other one's like a tongue twister, and this one's just 3 different words. Isi Kukumadevu. I like it. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
When Intumbinde, the king's daughter, set out for the mythical Ilulangi? It's a river.
It's probably Gi.
What?
It's probably not a G.
It's a Gi?
It's probably Gi.
Say it.
I don't.
Ilulangi?
Pardon?
Ilulangi?
Ilulangi, yeah, probably.
Alright. The Ilulangi. The river. She took with her 200 maidens to be her escorts. So she wasn't going alone. Not
she ain't
with
going
this princess.
No.
She was determined to bathe in one of its pools despite warnings of dire consequences. Once there, she and her handmaidens undressed and played in the water. Ha 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 ha, so fun! But when they came back, their clothes, their beautiful bracelets, their jewelry, their finery, gone. All taken from them by the Isikukumadevu.
The little thief is probably what it is.
The Isikukumadevu, smelly whiskers, is a mountainous, swallowing monster from Bantu and Zulu folklore. She is bearded, bloated, and hairless and squatting. Big ol' mouth.
Mm-hmm.
She can engulf entire villages whole. Blah.
What?
Yeah, other clues to her appearance are given in her many epithets, including Unu Mabunge, mother of beetles, Ogali Mainga, feller of lofty thorn trees, and Inasibazimakabembe, can't say that one, she whose feathers are long and broad. Gave up on that one quick. But, so she's got a beard, she's fat, she's hairless, she squats, part beetle, can rip up trees, they're ripped arms, and she's got feathers.
Quite the creature.
She's scary.
Quite the creature.
Yeah.
What
But
was his
naturally,
name again? Sorry.
Isikukumadevu,
And the other one?
the old one?
Yeah.
I don't know. That one's hard to say. I don't want to say it. Let's go up. Khodumodumo. Khodumodumo. That one's hard to say. I don't like that one. But Isikukumadevu is much easier to say because it has like a flow. Naturally, the royal entourage was mortified and entreated the Isikukumadevu, please return our stuff. Intumobinde, the king's daughter, brought us here. It's her fault. One by one,
they
reciprocated their effects until only the princess was left. Besiege Usikukumadevu, they told her, using a more personal and flattering name for the monster. But the princess, a bit miffed by her companion's accusation, said, "No, I am the king's daughter," she said haughtily, "and I will never entreat the Isikukumadevu." Whereupon the monster seized her and dragged her in the pool. Bitch.
Oh no.
The king, Usikulami, that was hard to say, we'll just call him Usi, despaired for his daughter, fearing she was lost forever, and ordered his troops to slay the Isikukumadevu, but the monster said nah, came up, swallowed the army in one gulp, and followed their trails back to the village and swallowed the men, the women, the children, the dog, the cattle, every single person. The poultry.
The poultry.
Among her victims were 2 adorable twins, whose father was the only villager who escaped the Isikukumadevu's attack. He resolved to kill the beast, arming himself with his assegai, which is, like I said, it's a big spear with a pointy tip. I think, if I looked up correctly. He followed it back into the woods. But first he met a herd of buffaloes, and he says, "Hey, where's the Isi Kukumadevu, huh?"
So he talked to the
Took
buffalo?
my kids. Yeah, the buffaloes, they acknowledged his plight, and they said, "You're on the right track. Forward, forward." Next, he met some leopards, and an elephant advised him to keep going, and finally he found the Isi Kukumadevu herself. Replete and squatting. "I seek the Isi Kukumadevu," he asks. "Took my kids." And, the Isi Kukumadevu said, "Keep going." But the man was not an idiot. He was like, "You try fool me," and stabbed the Isi Kukumadevu until it died. All the victims climbed out, none worse for wear. The defiant princess came out last. Isn't that a happy ending compared to the other one?
I mean, I don't know. So weird.
In another tale of the Isi Kukumadevu, it is a different young woman who was abducted by pigeons to be their queen, who brings about the creature's demise. She returns to her village after escaping her captors, the pigeons, only to find it empty, with the Isi Kukumadevu sleeping nearby. She cuts it open and the victims get out. Another princess, Ulu, actually stood up to the Isi Kukumadevu and tried to wrest her clothes from the monster. "Give me those back. I was just taking a bath." But the Isi Kukumadevu said, "No, those are mine. They got to fight." She held on so firmly that the beast could not remove her, and the two fought each other into a stalemate. When the Isi Kukumadevu left to go get some other Isi Kukumadevus, Ula grabbed her shit and left. Said, "Nah, I'm done." Exciting, I know.
Exciting.
Those are the stories of the Isi Kukumadevu. I love it.
Yeah.
Fun fact, these are both very similar now. They just eat everybody.
Just eat everything.
Oh,
Like
they
eat
eat
a
it all.
village.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Welcome
imagining
to
like
food
the
kids.
maw, like as if it comes out of like the ground, like was it one of the bosses in Splatoon 1? That like eel thing with the big teeth. Do you remember that? It's just like mouth, jump.
They have that in Salmon Run. There's a monster like
Oh,
that. It
really?
goes, wow,
Oh,
tries to
man.
eat you, yeah.
Love Splatoon.
Squids.
Yeah.
Kids. What's your topics?
The first topic actually was kind of a suggestion, but also the interpretation from my friend. My friend was recently on a trip in Algonquin for her summer job. By Algonquin, I mean Algonquin Park in Ontario. And her job, she's a tripper, so she goes to the forest and portages and makes sure the kids don't die on their trips. So it's pretty cool. When she was canoeing, she came across this rock face, and it had a pictograph painted onto it from a long time ago. And the pictograph was of the Mishipeshu? Which is a deity, I guess, of the Ojibwe or Algonquin tribes. Have you ever heard of it? The Mishipeshu?
No. I'm not from Canada.
It's seen in all the Great Lakes, so the other
On the Canadian side.
well, no. You have Algonquin,
Mhm.
don't you?
Nope.
No? You don't have any native people?
That was a lie, dude. That was a lie.
That was a lie.
Mhm.
So anyways, the translation for the Mishipeshu is, it just translates to Great Lakes. And they only...
Like Bubsy.
Yes, like Bubsy. They only live in the Great Lakes, and they're described to have, like, kind of a feline-esque appearance. But they have, like, horns, and they have scales on their back and a really long tail with spikes on it.
Like the ball-tailed cat.
Yeah, I guess. But they're like huge. This is a big creature. Kind of like, it's like if we were talking about a dragon. It's quite large.
Quite large.
Quite large. My friend saw it in the saw it at the Agawa Rock and you can see like them at the Dark Water Lake in Quadico as well. That's where she saw those pictographs while she was canoeing. And it's like one of those like protector spirits. So like if you want like a good harvest, not a harvest, but if you want to like have a good hunting expedition, or if you want to travel safely, you make an offering to the Mishipeshu.
Do they accept Beyblades?
I don't think so. I don't think they would appreciate that. It's kind of useless plastic to them.
It's a Dronzer.
So these creatures are dangerous because they have the ability to, or they are said to be the causers of like big waves and rapids and whirlpools and ice breaking or cracking in the winter, which is actually, I think, where most of the deaths come from when you talk about the Mishipeshu. So it's not seen as like a happy-go-lucky thing. It's like a force of nature. And I read somewhere that there is like a version of it where people can also make, like, it's also nice sometimes with like the whole like hunting and things like that, but also you can make medicine from its scales or its skin.
Oh yeah, obviously.
But in another description is kind of, not in all descriptions, but in some of the descriptions it said that its horns and some of the scales are made of copper. And like one story goes that a kid got into a fight with the Mishipeshu and hit it with the only thing that it had on him, which was a paddle. And while he hit it, a bit of copper fell off of it. And like he brought it to the village and was like, I fought the Mishipeshu, and he had like a chunk of copper. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about that one, but it was just like a cool thing because my friend saw some connection to that, and that was pretty cool. She also apparently saw a UFO.
What?
Yeah.
An unidentified flying object?
Which is basically what she's saying. She does not think of aliens, but she does not know what it was because it did not move like most things that you think.
Might as well be an alien then. Who knows? She saw an alien.
I'll have to ask her about her sightings again, so I can like write it down this time, as opposed to me being tired and wanting to play Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles and not writing things down.
She saw an alien.
Yes. How many other stories do you have?
The Devouring Gourd.
Ooh. The Devouring Gourd?
In Bantu folklore, gourds and pumpkins have the potential to grow into vast, devouring creatures. Such plants usually grow where evil sorcerers, sorceresses, or ogres were slain. Yeah, spooky, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The Devouring Gourd of Usambara was discovered by a group of little boys at play. Look at how big that gourd is getting, one of them said. To their surprise, the gourd said, You pluck me, I'll pluck you. And they went, oh shit, and they ran home. Mom, there's a gourd, they yelled, but their mom was like, fuck off, you stupid idiots. Their sisters wanted to go see the gourd. She's like, whoa, no way. Took her to her, and they said, Gourd, how big you are. But this time the gourd ignored them. And the girl went home saying that they're big liars. But the gourd was never plucked, and it continued to grow. Eventually, it became the size of a house, uprooted itself, and went about swallowing everyone in the village. After consuming everyone, it rolled into a lake and was like, bye. Only one woman had survived the gourd's rampage, and she was pregnant, Christine.
Of course she was. Because always...
Her son was born, and they lived in the ruins of the village.
It's never a daughter.
The son got around to... He asked, he's like, where the fuck's my dad? And her mom said, some gourd ate him. He's in the lake. And he was like, fuck this, I avenged my dad. So he ran to the lake, and he saw the gourd's ears sticking out of the water. He said, oh, you gourd. Get out of here, you gourd, you little gourd bitch. And the gourd was like, became annoyed and raged. It hauled itself out of the lake, but the boy was ready and began to shoot arrows upon it. The 10th arrow killed the gourd. With a roar, it died. And the boy cut it open, releasing the villagers. Unharmed, they came out. He became the village chief leader, man. Woo!
Of course.
Damn, huh? Yeah. Hey, not all my... That was one of the stories the princess did it. Remember?
Oh, he did have a princess, yeah.
Yeah, she was kidnapped by pigeons. She said, this is dumb, left the pigeons. She found the Isi Khodumodumo and cut it in half, and all that people came out. But don't worry, gourds are not the only plants that devour and kill people. Another carnivorous plant, a pumpkin, grew over the burial location of an evil shape-shifting porcupine. It repeated everything that was said to it. And when an axe was brought to destroy it, it proceeded to swallow everyone. Yeah, end of that story. And then there are the poisonous salafruits of the Ronga, who have arms and legs and they wield spears and shields. End of that one. My investigation didn't go as deep with those ones.
That's too bad.
Because I just thought they were very funny.
Alright, so I'll talk about my thing.
What's your thing?
I actually just was like, since I did a Canadian thing, I might as well look at more Canadian things. So
yeah.
I was like researching, I was like going through like some cryptids, blah blah, and then I found the Toronto Tunnel Monster.
Whoa, no, it sounds like a monster.
So I've never heard of this. I think there's only like one like notable official sighting of it, but
shit, it's like the Cloveland frogs.
Cloveland frogs, or like the Flatwoods monster.
Yeah, one big sighting.
Yeah, one big sighting. So this is obviously in Toronto.
No, Loveland frogs? Is that the right one?
Loveland? Yeah, the Loveland frogs. That's the one that you
It's
did.
Loveland frog, not Cloveland.
Yeah, it's not Cloveland.
I was confusing it with Cloverfield.
Sorry, I did all my notes with paper, so you're gonna hear me like flip through paper. But archaic, but it helps you remember stuff. So yes, again, it takes place in Toronto. And Toronto has many streams, or had many streams and waterways, but they were built over when the city expanded, so like they have the underground waterways to help that flow, because obviously it's essential that those things still flow, but it's also not convenient for foot traffic and stuff, so they built over it. And this creature is believed to be an Algonquin creature named the Mimigwesi?
Oh man, Mimigwesi.
Who inhabited
Mimigwesi.
rivers and riverbanks. It was kind of a trickster spirit and did a lot of like, I'm gonna flip your canoe, or I'll blow you in the wrong direction, or I'll take some things because you didn't respect me kind of creature. So yeah, and then it's like a man-like hairy creature. That's how it was described. It's like an ape.
Yeah, it's Jester Bigfoot.
So the one sighting, because the only other like thing that they were talking about was like how the waterways work, and there's a lot of waterways in Toronto, so I'm not getting into it. It just looks like tendrils throughout the city. It's like a crazy sewer system. Very interesting.
Cool.
So, the sighting happened in 1978 in August by a Ernest, and he's 51 years old. Ernest was raising kittens with his wife when one day one of the kittens disappeared.
What?
He came across, well, while he was looking out, like going out to find this kitten, he came across a cave. So he crawled into the cave like people do.
A psycho.
But you know what? It makes sense. Like if your cat is missing, a cave would be a good place for a cat. Cats.
You never catching me climbing no cave, never.
But yeah, you don't care about things.
Well, I mean, not that much.
Not that much,
I mean. A Bigfoot in there.
So, he crawled into the cave, and that is where he said, "I saw a living nightmare I'll never forget." He described the monster as a long and thin, almost like a monkey, 3 feet long, large teeth, weighed maybe 30 pounds, with slate gray fur. He said the eyes were orange-red and slanted. And then the creature spoke to him, which actually caught me a little off guard. I was like, what? It talked. And it said, "Go away, go away," in a hissing voice.
Oh, that's awful.
And then it scurried off into one of the tubes.
That's actually an awful... No wonder why he was so fucked up. That's not even like I saw a monkey in the sewer. I saw a fucking sapient demon.
It's also speculated that it might be an alien, so because of the slanted eyes, it kind of looks like...
That's even worse.
So...
Fantastic. It's a demon ghost monkey that lives in the sewers that is also an alien?
Yeah.
Ugh. That's actually one of the few times...
That's a bad feel for
creepy.
Bob. He does not like that one.
Creepy long-armed creatures that speak are not my favorite things.
So Ernest absconded from the situation, and...
yeah, of course.
He was reluctant to tell the authorities. But he did anyways, after they found out that he knew something. And then apparently, sewer workers were like, "Yeah, we don't like being under there. I am reluctant. I'm not surprised he saw something like that." And it's just like, whoa, it's so creepy.
Oh, great. So there's a creepy monster that lives underneath Canada, huh? What was his name?
It was just literally called the Toronto Tunnel Monster.
No, but I mean the fancy...
Oh, the Algonquin name is the Meme-Gwesi.
The Meme-Gwesi.
Yeah.
Tells you to go away. I guess he's not so bad, though. Like, he said just leave, you know?
Yeah,
so
he, like, warned you. He's like, "Yo, I don't like you, go
cool.
away." And it's like, okay.
Yeah,
I'll do
solid.
that.
I can get with that. Yeah, it's no biggie. Sure, fuck yeah, I'm gone. Hell yeah. I'm all about that. No biggie. I'm out of here in 3 waggles of a stick. You know me. See you later. Meme Gwesi, I'm all set. Bye.
Bye.
Keep my cat.
So that was my story.
That's awful. I hate it.
I'm surprised that one got you. That one was just interesting to me, but it's like, I don't know, I didn't find it that scary.
My least favorite things are long. That's why I don't like the Japanese ghost girl. It's like skinny things that like crawl around.
Goes under your like
awful.
blankets, and you're like, whoa.
Well, they can't. Blankets, you can't get under them.
Have you watched The Grudge?
No,
well,
I haven't, because I'm not an idiot.
I was gonna
I'm
say,
not gonna scare myself.
She goes under the covers. That's one of the things.
Nah. Nope.
No, that was the scariest part, because she's like, it's like you don't even know she's there, and then you look and she's right there, and you're like, oh. Yeah.
Yeah, awful.
Do you have any more topics?
Another episode of Occult Class. I do. I have a super special, secret, fun, weird story from a book. I went to Salem a couple weeks ago,
Yay!
The hometown of the ghosts, and I was looking in an antique store, and I found... Can you guess what I found?
What?
Guess. What do you think I found in Salem?
A book about witches.
You stupid idiot. It's a book about flying saucers.
Oh, aliens. Is Salem
By Donald E. Kehoe.
It's...
Flying saucers, top secret. And I'm gonna just read from the book a fun little tidbit of this alien times.
Mm-hmm.
It's really silly. We know all about that squadron case, said Larson. It was in 1953, and the commander who told you in Farney also gave you a report on his encounter over Virginia. Both officers laughed, ha ha ha, as they saw my expression. Shall we show him the log? Said Commander Larson. Captain Brent hesitated. We'd better get the Admiral's approval first, although I'm sure he'll be okay with it. Then the Navy keeps its own UFO report files, I asked. Brent shook his head. Not a complete one. This is a record Commander Larson and I are keeping, with the Admiral's consent, just so we'll know. Many important Navy sightings go into the sink. The sink? Captain Brent smiled ironically. Our name for Project Blue Book. We have to give all Navy and Marine Corps sightings reports to the Air Force. Then the lid goes down. If we ask for conclusions, they won't answer. In a few cases, they've even insisted they never heard of certain Navy report sightings we reviewed, right in this office. So we know your claims are true. The captain reached into a drawer and took out several NICAP bulletins. We're going to call it NECAP. We've kept an eye on NECAP for the last year. These came through a member of yours, one of our engineers. We agree with the board of governors. The secrecy is wrong, and it could cause panic. Larson pointed to our report on the Far East jet case. If we give you cases from our log, you'll have to treat them as you did this without names. Captain Brent added, understand? No violation of security is involved, though the pressure is increasing. The Navy Department hasn't accepted Air Force authority to muzzle Navy witnesses. It's a peculiar situation here. I'll give you an example. One night in 1950, he said, a Navy transport had a close encounter with a large flying disc. The plane was approaching its station when the UFO, visible by its orange-red glow, loomed up ahead. It was coming at supersonic speed, well over Mach 1, said Captain Brent. The pilot dived underneath it, but he and his crew had a bad scare. After the plane landed, a report had been flashed to the Air Force. Then, in line with this Naval Air Station's policy, the executive officer had told the pilot and his crew to keep quiet. Many station and ship commanders, Captain Brent explained, had adopted the same procedure. Proof aliens are real, Christine.
Proof. No. I do have a ghost story.
That's great.
Yeah, it's actually from my sister.
Oh no, that's spooky.
So this one takes place when she was dating this guy, and they were, like, this is back in high school, and at his place, a lot of stuff would, like, happen, like, things would go missing, and then you'd find them in, like, really odd spots. Sometimes when she was in, like, so sometimes they would hear, like, somebody yell her ex's name, but, like, no one was doing it. And, one day, my sister was in his room at, like, lunchtime, and she says, basically sitting on the floor, playing my DS, and then from behind me I heard someone scream my ex's name. It sounded like it was coming from, like, 10 meters away, and suddenly right behind me, it was like they were running at me. And as soon as the voice was right in my ear, I felt two hands roughly hit my back and push me onto my feet. And she toppled over into the TV, and she just, like, ran out of the place. That was my sister's ghost story.
Wow, that was so scary, I almost vomited.
I've heard the story many times, so I'm just, like, not fazed.
I bet everybody else was very scared.
But if you guys want to give us your ghost stories, you can send them at occultclass@gmail.com. That is occultclass@gmail.com.
Wait a second. What was it?
occultclass@gmail.com.
What times is the email open?
Always? Technically.
Even on Sundays?
Yes, even on Sundays. Because it's currently Sunday and I checked
hours.
like 2 minutes ago.
Nice.
Nice.
If you have suggestions, write a comment, or if you want to talk about how Christine's favorite meal being Pringles with slices of cheese is weird, feel free to do so.
That is... Nope. Not mine.
Until next spook. Keep a scare. Don't wash your hair.
Listeners beware.
Eat the bear.